Today I'm rebuilding my Vevor Forge. I'm using some of the original parts, but my leads were melting away from their hose bib ends, and the top was deforming. When you're taking apart the Vevor tip, this burner tip that goes into the Venturi burner has this hose bib end, and it doesn't look like it comes off, but it does. You take this off, and then you get a conversion piece that goes from the original tip from Vevor to a conversion. This is a compression fitting piece that I think it's LP compression fitting that goes onto this connection to your copper piping that then goes to your T and into your quick disconnect natural gas line. When you're using tape, make sure that you get the actual yellow gas fitting tape. On these coupling pieces that connect to the copper pipe, you want to make sure that you don't get any tape that gets in the way of the actual flow of gas. So you have to be very particular in the way that you go over these rings that these compression fittings go down on. Now, they recommend not using the lube and not using the actual tape in too much capacity, and I would say that that's true. I had to go back through some of the fittings after I was finished and take just a piece of hog wire and kind of, check it, poke it all the way through, take a light, go through and make sure there wasn't any pieces that were sticking over where the actual flow of gas will go. Now, when you're doing this, too tight is bad. Too tight will actually crack and create major issues in your pipe if you're tightening it down too far, but you do want it to cinch down tight and really hold that gas. And after each time that you've used your gas line, I recommend checking the looseness or the tension on those compression fittings, and always keep an actual water bottle with soap in it so you can test for air leaks. I think that anybody can stop and stare at their project for way too long and overthink it. So finally, I kind of came to the point where I was trying to take too many measurements and map this out. And I just said, you know what? I'm just going to start tearing apart the cart and moving forward. So that's what I did. And I went ahead and tore apart the old forge, pulled all the Venturi burners out, took the hose, threw it away, got some of the parts that I'm going to be using stacked up next to it, and I started cutting down my old cart. The plan is to use this square top, because it's got some nice angle iron and rebar support bars in there, and I thought that was going to be durable enough for what I was going to be using. So I cleaned it up and got it as square as possible, and I got some expanded metal, and I cut it to be the new plate for this. I thought that would create some air holes, so if there's fire escaping, it can go down through there, or I can pack it in with some new, thermal concrete and some of the other things that I might need, maybe some extra fire bricks, get it welded up. And then I go ahead and once the top plate is welded all together, I start using some angle iron bars, get them cut and set into place. And then I start building the rest of this cart. Now, I was able on Facebook Marketplace to find these huge casting wheels. Each casting wheel it's totally steel. It'd probably hold 1,000 pounds each. It's going to be way overbuilt for this, but in my last cart, it was a little too flimsy. There was too much wobble. It was too high, and I wanted to make this one lower, which I forgot to calculate for the height of these very tall 6-inch casters, and it's just as tall as it was the first time. So, oops. But it's definitely built a lot more durable now. There's no flex in this. The wheel stops are much more stringent. All in all, it seems to be a much more stout type of a project. So as we move forward, you'll kind of see me use bolts to get the casters a chance to take on and off if I need to make adjustments or whatever. But you'll see every step of this is probably overcalculated and overmeasured, and using levels and things like that. I would very, very highly recommend making sure that your projects are square. If it's not, it's unbalanced, you're gonna have major issues. Doing it right and taking the extra time is a huge extra step that is necessary. It's absolutely necessary to do it right rather than wrong. I'm sure anybody in fabrication or engineering or any of the other fields that have to do with putting something together, heck, even construction, you get to a point where you're like, well, now what? And that was exactly what's happening here. I had to try and figure out how to get everything compressed, flat, and even and balanced with these feet upside down on small, thin angle iron, get them balanced in the air and weld them up so that they would stand level and evenly. And that was a pain in the giblets. I can't even explain how difficult it was to try and crawl around on your hands and knees and get that welded up while everything was balanced and square. But it came together. Perhaps you've seen somebody have this look on their face before. It just simply says, should I get my ass up there? Maybe I will. Maybe I will. I got to be sure. It's got to be sturdy. All right, here we go. this will be it for part 1. I've got the top plate kind of put on there, and everything's set up with this steel sidewall ready so I can put the Venturi burners in there. And I'll see you guys on the next episode where hopefully I get it all wrapped up.